Plants vs. Zombies is a series that needs no introduction. The original game came out in 2009 and it was made by PopCap, an American video game studio which at that time was also responsible for games such as Bejeweled, one of the first Match 3 games ever made, and Insaniquarium, a funny game where you take care of your pet fish. Plants vs. Zombies was a simple game, where you used plants to defend your lawn against waves of zombies. It became a major success for PopCap, to a point where they got acquired by the Big Bad Company and decided to make a sequel, a threequel, a mobile spin-off, and multiple live hero shooters. They went from tower defense to this, and it worked. But right now, things aren't how they were a couple years ago. The original Game of the Year version is outdated, to say the least. It runs at a really low quality and in a 4:3 aspect ratio. It's an old game which isn't optimized for modern hardware. The mobile version looks better, but it runs badly. It also has turned into an ad-filled slop that keeps getting its features removed or put behind a paywall. The sequel has become a money cow for people who have no idea what they're doing with the series and release plans that don't even match the overall style of the game. The third game has been in a limbo of uncertainty and change for almost 6 years, and the hero shooters are all dead, at least from the developer's side. But in July of 2025, in a Nintendo Direct, they revealed a remastered version of the original. Could this be the definitive way of playing PVZ? Could this remake bring all the content across different versions and put it in one? The answer to that is no. Ever since the release of this game on October 23rd, 2025, all I've been hearing about it has been nothing but negativity. Video after video after video, people are complaining about every little problem that this remake has. This game, it's fucking unplayable. Why? Because P-Shooter is actually off-centered by 0.1 pixels. I don't care about reused art they put in their promotional material. I don't care about the cringe marketing stuff.
For their moment, Super Zen, you can learn a lot from a potato, you know. And I didn't fucking ask!
As long as the game itself is not a lazy and rushed remake, just for the sake of bringing in the old fans, you gotta give them credit where it's due. Except, it's exactly that.
Some of the details that I really like are Dr. Zomboss's theme song. It plays on the final level and it only plays for a short clip. And really, if you're not paying attention, you might miss it. We don't release that in the soundtrack. It's kind of an Easter egg that we leave there for the players.
If anything, this whole situation reminds me of Rovio Classics' Angry Birds. Now, if you don't know, in 2019, Rovio, which is the company behind Angry Birds, removed all of their classic games from every app store. And after 3 whole years, in a blog post called A Lie to Our Fans, they gave their reasoning and promised us to start bringing back the old games. Starting with Angry Birds Classic. Everyone was excited when it was announced, but when the game came out, it was a buggy and cheap remake that was just there to make the fans shut up. But still, better than nothing. Now, they did fix a lot of those problems over time, like how Replanted is releasing patches to fix things, but it just proves that they don't really care about the game that saved their company from bankruptcy. And don't get me wrong, this remake definitely has problems, but it's not all garbage. Or is it? Let's start from the most basic thing, the graphics. In the eyes of an average player, this remake might look higher in quality, because it is technically an upgrade to 4K. But if you look closely, you can find signs of AI upscaling, which is sad and bad at the same time. Instead of hiring artists or even bringing back the man who did almost all the art for the original game, they just fed every asset to an AI machine and drew over them. But again, as I said earlier, these things aren't noticeable by the average player, so the less you know the better. One thing I did notice, however, was the plant outlines and shadows. Compared to the original, the plants in Replanted have a thinner outline and an almost non-existent shadow. Different UI elements are taken from different versions of this game, and for some reason you can see the final boss before even reaching that level. Crazy Dave is moved to the side of the screen, which leaves some weird gap between him and his text box, and there are a lot of other smaller things which, to be honest, don't really affect you that much. The biggest problem that I have with this remake is the fact that there is no dynamic music. The original soundtrack was composed by Laura Shigihara, and it was dynamic, meaning at first it starts out slow, and as you progress, the intensity of the music also goes up. In the remake, the soundtrack is intense from the start, but it got fixed after 3 weeks, so whatever. This remake also has some new content, like the RIP mode, where the difficulty of the game has supposedly increased, but unless we're talking about the Chinese versions of this game, PVZ has always been easy, and even the RIP mode cannot really ramp it up that much. There's also the Cloudy Day levels, where sun production stops, but prices and recharge times are cut in half. They also added some levels from the cut minigames, but some of these were cut for a reason, you know? And we also have multiplayer. Local multiplayer, meaning there's no actual online functionality. However, real gamers play with themselves. So I spent around an hour playing with myself, and it was fun, besides a couple of bugs here and there. Speaking of bugs, this game has a lot of them. And generally speaking, even though they are patching stuff as time goes by, most of these problems should not have even existed in the first place. This remake feels like a Frankenstein monster. It has different elements from the different versions mashed together to create something inhuman. A lot of these issues could have and must have been fixed before they released this game to the public, so that means they thought they could sell us a crappy remake and we wouldn't even notice all these issues. The only good things about this remake are the secret Chinese level, the game speed changer, and the fact that this remake runs better, with higher, not better quality. This also shows that even when so many people sit together to remake something, when they have no idea what they're doing, the end product becomes replanted. The original team behind this game was very small, but they gave us a much better game 15 years ago than a multi-million-dollar company with this many people involved. So yeah, it's really that bad.